Hey guys, I recently had a question relating to the blood type diet versus the body type diet. What's the difference, okay? Now there's a book, sold 10 million copies, Eat Right for Your Blood Type, okay? And on the outside it looks really legitimate, it looks scientific, it looks like there's a technology to it because they're breaking down 4 different diets based on your blood type. Type A, where you're doing more vegan meals, plant-based. Type B, blood, where you're doing plant-based plus some meats, but without chicken or pork, avoiding wheat and corn, okay? Type AB, you're doing seafood, tofu, dairy, beans. Type O, higher protein, some fruit, paleo, okay? So basically the technology is all based on your blood type. But if you look at the research, there isn't very much research. It's actually very weak, if any, research. And the author also throws in some data about your personality too being affected by the blood type, which you lost me right there, because there's no way that your blood type is going to affect your personality, your emotional level, your behavior. It's not going to do that. So despite selling 10 million copies, obviously some people got some really good results, or they wouldn't have kept buying this book. It wouldn't have spread. But if you kind of look at these diets, you're cutting out a lot of junk food. You're cutting out a lot of foods that make you fat. So that's probably why it works for some people. So it's not that people don't get some results on that. Okay, so that's my opinion on the blood type diet. Okay, so now let's talk about the science behind body types. Okay, so what I observed is that you notice that if you look around, you have different shapes out there, right? And there's 4 primary shapes. You have people that hold weight in the stomach, and then some people that actually have a protruding belly, people that gain weight in the hips, some people that gain weight all over, not in any one location. So I was very curious about why that is. So what I did was I got my hands on nearly every single book on endocrinology that has been written, okay? And I found, like for example, when you have high cortisol, you can see the picture of the person's belly, where the fat goes, right? So you can see a female here. There's a picture of someone that has too much cortisol. You can see this body shape. Found that interesting. And if you look at someone with liver damage, they can get this condition called ascites, which is fluid that builds up in a sac around the gut, and so they have a pot belly. A lot of people have this. And then you can get a fatty liver, which then spills over and it can give you visceral fat. So that can also come from the liver. And then I do know that estrogen dominance will actually put fat around the hips and the thighs, okay? If you have low estrogen, you don't accumulate fat in that location. Then we have the thyroid, and if the thyroid becomes sluggish, then you gain weight. Where? All over. So there's various pictures of the shape that someone would go into if they had a problem with this gland, okay? So then I researched what type of foods would improve the liver function, what type of foods would help lower cortisol, what type of foods are anti-estrogenic, and what type of foods are really good for the thyroid. Developing some type of technology to support these shapes, okay? Now that was in the first book. Here's the second book right here. It's called the New Body Type Guide, which is an upgrade from the 7 Principles of Fat Burning, okay? And I made some significant, important changes that I want to talk about. So what I was missing in my first book was the foundational eating plan that would address one of the biggest problems out there, which is high levels of insulin or insulin resistance. So I needed some type of basic reference. So what we did is we used the definition of the word food, okay? And I want to read this to you. Food is that which is eaten to sustain life, provide energy, and promote the growth and repair of tissues. And the derivation of the word food is nourishment, which comes from providing nutrients to the body, okay? So basically we need food to provide energy and nutrients, okay? So let's first talk about fuel, okay? There's 2 types of fuel. You can run the body on ketones or glucose, okay? We already know the person has been running on glucose their whole life. But here's the thing. If you were breastfed, you started out in ketosis. Breastfeeding is a natural thing for us to start out on. And when an infant is fed breast milk, they go right into ketosis. So our bodies really were meant to run on ketones, not glucose. And that's why we have such a huge reserve of fat to live off of, and we have such a small amount of stored glucose, okay, as glycogen. Just simply because our bodies are not designed to, keep eating every hour and a half. And to be able to then combine intermittent fasting with ketosis, now we're kind of mimicking what our bodies are really designed to do, not consume meals every hour and a half. It's very unnatural. You create a lot of problems when you do that. So we have the providing energy from ketosis part, but then what we want to do is we want to make sure that that eating plan has all of the required nutrients. And that's why we kind of enhanced a traditional keto plan and made a healthy version of it. We call it healthy ketosis, okay? So healthy ketosis and intermittent fasting is the basic plan that everyone starts on. And then in 2 weeks, we will tweak that plan with your specific body type. Okay, this is the icing on the cake. Or maybe I shouldn't talk about icing on the cake. But if you have a liver problem, then maybe we can support the liver with certain types of nutrients or foods. Same thing with the adrenal, same thing with the ovary. Okay, so I hope that cleared up the difference between body types and blood types. So I want to know what you're interested in as far as a future video. Click the link down below and share some ideas. I want to hear.